Everybody, and welcome to the regular board meeting of the trustees of the LSL Union School District. Today, June 24th, 2026. And we are going to continue on here to opening items, and we're going to call this meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. And we're going to ask our superintendent to please take roll and do introductions.
President Guadalupe Gilpas Barrera, trustee area 4.
Here.
Vice President Beatriz Perez, trustee area 1.
Here.
Clerk Leticia Garcia, trustee area 3. Trustee Robert Ocampo, area 2.
Present.
Trustee Jesus Velasquez, area 5. And today we have Mr. Ray Sabasi, our Associate Superintendent of Business, and then Ms. Sophia, Executive Senior Assistant to the Superintendent, and me.
Thank you, Mrs. Anzo. We're still on opening items. C, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Velasquez, would you do us that honor?
Everybody stand, please. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Moving on, still opening items. D, spotlight. Are there any spotlights, Mrs. Anzo?
Yes, actually, we have one spotlight today. I'd like to call up our parent ed specialists. We have 7 parent ed specialists, and Renee, who is at Barden, she's going to be sharing, they're going to be highlighting a resource fair that they had last Wednesday. And Renee. Make sure your mic is, there you go.
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and cabinet members. I'm happy to be standing before you tonight to share about our recent summer community resource fair. It was an absolutely incredible day filled with laughs, music, and an amazing, vibrant energy from our community. An event of this scale truly takes a village. I want to extend a huge thank you to Mr. Castro and Mr. Fausto for their support. I also want to recognize our incredible team, our community school coordinators, parent education specialists, district social worker, high school volunteer, Fremont staff, Edmo, and MOTS. A very special shout out goes to our pets that are here with me tonight. Thanks to their tireless hard work and dedication, we were able to bring this wonderful event to life. Our main goal was to connect families with vital resources. But thanks to the incredible synergy of our team and partners, the tangible impact was massive. We were proud to host 29 community partners, offering vital information alongside a popular family photo booth and engaging arts and crafts. Together, we also successfully distributed around 150 backpacks to students and handed out 200 food bags to support our households. On top of that, the excitement was high all afternoon thanks to the fantastic raffle prizes generously donated by our various partners. But beyond the items handed out, the true success of the day was the connection. Seeing our parents easily access the important resources they need, watching our students smile, and feeling the collaborative spirit of our district was the real highlight. This fair proved once again that when we work together, we create a stronger, more connected safety net for our families. Thank you to everyone who lent a hand, donated, or supported this effort. We look forward to continuing these incredible partnerships and keeping this momentum going. Thank you.
Thank you. Still on opening items. E, this is an action item. And, oh, any more spotlights? Okay. This is an action item. We're going to adopt the agenda. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Motion made by trustee Perez, second by trustee Velasquez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Motion carries with a vote of 4-0 with 1 absent. Going on to number 2, public comment concerning items on the open session agenda and/or non-agenda items. Guidelines: there will be a 2-minute limit for individuals and a 20-minute limit on total public comments. There is no ceding of one's time to other individuals. We're going to start our public comment at 5:35. Could you please call the first speaker out?
Lorena Mendoza.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, board members and Alisal School District. We are here today to ask for the evaluation of our superintendent. She has taken our voices by requesting board members not to meet or respond to us as parents. She has taken our our First Amendment right, our constitutional right away. Let me remind you all that you guys are her boss. And you owe us as taxpayers as well. Just a phone call, a message, and contact us back, please. Currently, right now, we are requesting evaluation. We have a list of things that have happened during this process in terms of removing our principal, Mr. Porras, as current principal at Frank Paul School. We do have many concerns, and we would like you to consider the list that I'm going to be providing you and in terms of her evaluation. There are many things that happened in terms of intimidation, hostility, disrespect, and the way that it was processed, it was just unjust and with the lack of many things, including transparency. And we have been voicing ourselves in many occasions. So we're just here to ask for that evaluation, please. And also just wanted to comment in terms of the concerns regarding the recall, the current recall. If the concern is about the spending that's going to happen, you guys did approve more than 20 employees to assist on conferences that are going to cost hundreds, like thousands of dollars. So just consider that as well. And please save us that time and step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lilia Santillán.
Buenas tardes en
Buenas
español.
tardes y bienvenida.
Ya nada más soy padre de familia de la escuela From Home. También vengo a expresar mi inconformidad sobre que yo siento que no fuimos escuchados en con el señor Porras. Estuvimos haciendo muchas así peticiones, hasta yo mandé una petición así para el Estado y me contestaron que no podía, me regresaron una carta. Y pues yo quisiera que reconsideraran y evaluaran todo esto, por favor. Gracias.
Muchas gracias a usted.
Maribel Clemente.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to do the interpretation.
Oh,
Sorry about that. Miss
No, you're
Leslie.
fine, you're fine. Good afternoon, Board of Trustees. I'm a parent of Frank Paul, and I'm here to express concern over the decision of Mr. Porras. We just want to be heard, and I want to object. I received a letter that the decision would not be revoked, and I just ask that you reevaluate your decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maribel Clemente.
Welcome, Ms. Clemente.
Thank you. Muy buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Maribel. Yo soy madre de 2 estudiantes en la escuela Frank Paul. En los últimos meses hemos tenido bastante caos en el distrito con la comunidad, la mesa directiva. Quiero creer que esto fue basado en malas decisiones que se tomaron y afectaron a la comunidad. Señora Anso, quiero creer que estas malas decisiones fue por su falta de experiencia como superintendente. Tal vez el no haber tenido esa oportunidad de ser superintendente anteriormente y este ser su primer año, se tomaron muy malas decisiones. En esas decisiones, usted decidió remover al señor Porras como director, pero no tomó los pasos correctos para hacerlo. Los pasos correctos hubieran sido que se le hubiera dado la propia evaluación apropiada, que se le hubiera dado la oportunidad de que hubiera cambios si había un error que resolver. La otro punto es la decisión de removerlo, cómo lo recibió él por un correo electrónico, no significa que usted hizo su trabajo correctamente. Ahora, los padres quisieron tener la oportunidad de comunicarse con usted lo limitó a 1, 2, 3, 4 padres. No somos 4 padres en esta comunidad. Somos una comunidad completa que necesitaba ser escuchada. En estas decisiones que usted tomó, has causado demasiado caos. En estas decisiones que usted tomó, demuestra que no es la persona apropiada para este puesto. Usted admitió el estar buscando a una persona que dio su comentario público aquí en esta junta, en redes sociales, y el motivo fue porque usted pensó que esa persona tenía el mismo apellido que otro miembro del distrito, y por eso...
Mrs.
Desi-
Maribel,
Ok,
I'm
está
sorry.
bien,
Thank you.
gracias.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am a parent of 2 at Frank Paul Elementary. I just would like to express the chaos that has been going on in the district. Ms. Onzo, I believe that the bad decision that you took of removing Mr. Porra was due to the lack of experience, and that could explain the decision. I would like, no, not a correct. There was not a correct process to be removed. He was unjustly removed, and it was done incorrectly via email. You also limit the amount of people that you spoke to. You only spoke to a few parents, and we are a community, and we would like to be heard. There is too much chaos that was created, and it was, and you are not appropriate for the position. And it was an unjust reason of why he was removed, and then it cut off.
Thank you.
Brittany Hernandez.
How many times do parents have to show up before we're treated with basic respect? I have repeatedly demanded answers about how Mr. Porras was removed without an evaluation or a warning. And to this day, there hasn't been no transparency and no accountability. Instead, parents who ask questions are questioned themselves, dismissed, harassed, and pressured into silence. That ends now. While the district continues to flood social media with staged smiles and feel-good posts, families are left with unanswered questions and growing distrust. The image they want the public to see does not match what parents and students are actually living. In my opinion, Alisal Union District has developed a leadership culture that has lost its connection to the community it serves. This is not Alisal Unidos. This is not una familia unida. This is power being exercised without accountability and widening disconnect between leaders and the families it represents. I believe Monica Anso should be formally evaluated and held accountable. No one should be protected from scrutiny. Leadership is not a shield, it's a responsibility. And when trust is broken with the community, it cannot be replaced with slogans, silence, and careful managed public relations. Mr. Porras deserve better. Our children deserve better. Our community deserve better. We're done being ignored. We are done being talked down to, and we are done being dismissed while decisions are being made behind closed doors. Then the public is expected to stay quiet. Parents are speaking, students are watching, and the whole community is actually paying attention now. And we will continue to show up and ask questions to demand accountability until we are no longer ignored. You can try to control the narrative, you can try to dismiss our concerns, and you can try to wear people down into silence, but this will not work. The community is not backing down, and we are not going to go nowhere.
Thank you very much. Do you have any more? Okay, well, I would be remiss, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to introduce the council member because he is my husband, but we do have a council member, Mr. Tony Barrera, here with us, and we always recognize all public officials. So that is part of my job as the president, okay? Thank you. Thank you for being with us. We'll go on now to presentations. No, excuse me, we're gonna go to B, association comments. Does the LaSalle Teachers Association have any comments tonight? Thank you, Ms. Amy. How about the California School Employees Association, Chapter 577? No, okay, thank you. And how about the United Substitute Teachers Union? Do we have a representative? Not tonight. Thank you very much. Now we will go on to presentations. We have the first presentation, department presentation, 2025 results on local indicators, state dashboard, and it will have Director of Leadership Development, Ms. Mary Beal. Thank you, welcome.
And as Ms. Mary Beal is getting ready, this is part of our LCAP requirement. So when the LCAP is every year when the LCAP is being approved or recommended for approval, the local indicators presentation has to happen at the same time.
Well, she just took my introduction. All right, good evening, board, cabinet, and community. I'm Mary Beal, Director of Leadership Development, and I'm here tonight to present our local indicators as required through the LCAP process. So like Superintendent Anzo said, local indicators measure where data is collected and evaluated locally. This can be through Williams, local measures such as surveys, employment percentages, et cetera. And these indicators provide evidence of our progress in implementing state priorities and help to inform continuous improvement efforts. The California Department of Ed requires districts to measure progress, engage stakeholders, and report results publicly through the dashboard. And overall tonight, you will see our ratings reflect strong implementation and sustainability across the district with continued opportunities for refinement and growth. Beginning with Priority 1. Priority 1 focuses on ensuring that students have qualified teachers, access to standards-aligned instructional materials, and safe learning environments. The district reported 9.7% percentage of misassignments of teachers of English learners, total teacher misassignments, and vacant teacher positions. In collaboration with our Human Resources Department, we expect this percentage to be even lower as our 25-26 numbers have not been finalized by the state. You will also notice that our percentage of students without access to their own copies is 0%, and the number of identified incidents or instances where facilities do not meet good repair standard is 0. Priority 2. The district in Priority 2 is operating at full implementation to sustainability across nearly all areas. To start with our state academic standards, we rated ourselves at a 5 in English language arts, English language development, science, and history social science. Math is listed at a 4, reflecting strong implementation with ongoing refinement, and it's a strong focus for our 26-27 school year, along with our math adoption. These ratings reflect our sustained investments in professional learning, instructional coaching, PLCs, and leadership development. For instructional materials, all content areas were evaluated at a 5. Teachers have access to standards-aligned materials and resources that support implementation of state standards. Recent curriculum adoptions and ongoing support have strengthened consistency across all classrooms. Our support system, the district has also rated a level 5 across all areas. Examples of this include our collaborative planning structures such as PLCs, classroom walkthroughs, instructional coaching, leadership support systems. These structures help teachers continuously improve instructional practice. And for our professional learning needs, the district rated itself at a level 5. I know you hear often from our professional development team in what they have planned each year and the investment that the district makes in growing each member of its staff. Using assessment data, PLC collaboration, staff input surveys, and leadership coaching allowed us to quickly respond to any staff needs. This reflects a mature continuous improvement across all systems. Taken together, Priority 2 demonstrates that LSL has moved beyond implementation and into sustained systems that support high-quality instruction. Priority 3, family engagement is a major district strength and has reached the sustainability level. This district has rated itself 5 in all indicators related to building relationships with families. Schools continue creating welcoming environments and promoting meaningful two-way communication. Staff is trained to understand family strengths, cultures, and languages, helping strengthen trust and partnership throughout the district. Building partnerships, LSL continues to provide families with information and resources that support student success. Schools actively engage families in conversations regarding academic progress, and families are empowered to advocate for their children and participate in educational decision-making. Family engagement priority 3. The district rated itself at 5 across all related areas to family voice and decision-making. Parents participate in DLAC, school site councils, ELACs, LCAP engagement sessions, and community surveys. These structures ensure stakeholder input directly informs district priorities and resource allocation. While our ratings indicate full implementation and sustainability, we will continue expanding engagement opportunities for underrepresented families and increasing participation through multiple communication platforms. This was feedback from one of our many LCAP input surveys or meetings. Priority 6 is school climate. Students and staff report strong feelings of safety, belonging, and connectedness. School climate data was gathered through surveys of students, parents, and staff. 94% of parents indicated that the classroom teachers are the primary reason their students feel safe. This finding highlights the strength of relationships between students and staff across the district. 98% of teachers reported a strong sense of belonging and connection. Staff specifically identified district-wide practices such as morning meetings, bucket filling, daily focusing as contributing to positive culture and student well-being. Positive school climate remains foundational to student engagement and academic success. These results reinforce that our greatest strength continues to be relationships with the students and the families. And finally, priority 7, all students have equitable access to programs and services. 100% of our students were enrolled in their selected instructional program. 100% of students had access to instructional time. All schools provided intervention and support systems through SSTs, COST, IEPs, 504s. And these findings demonstrate equitable access to educational opportunities for all student groups. The district remains committed to ensuring every student receives appropriate academic and intervention supports. Overall, the local indicators demonstrate that LSL Union School District has established strong systems of implementation, stakeholder engagement, school climate, and equitable access. These results affirm our progress while guiding future continuous improvement plans. This information presented tonight will be part of our LCAP process and part of our California dashboard in its release in late 2026. Questions?
Thank you. I'm going to start to my left this time with Mr. Velasquez. Do you have any questions, sir?
I rolled a dice. Just kidding. When it came to family engagement, do you have a specific priority you're leaning towards? Mm-hmm.
I was talking about like family engagement 3,
Mm-hmm.
just the very bottom one.
On family engagement, section 3, bottom 1. Rate the progress in providing opportunities to have families, teachers, principals, and district administrators work together to plan, design, implement.
Section 2, priority 3.
Section 2, priority 3. Sorry, there's a lot of
Very
priorities.
bottom one. I'm just wondering how we got.
So there is, maybe this will help. There is an entire rating protocol that the CDE gives us, and we do it in collaboration with different directors that are in charge of areas, opportunities to collaborate with principals in our community, and we take that feedback and rate where we think we would be. It is a collaborative team that met to review each indicator, and those actual templates for the self-reflection tools are given to us from the CDE website.
The reason for that is I see these families coming in every meeting, and it doesn't seem like we should be at 5 on all of them.
It doesn't seem like we should be at 5 on all of them.
Not in all sections where it says we're fully implemented in sustainability. I just see, it seems like, with all these parents that keep coming in here, we can't be giving ourselves 5 when, you know, we see this week after week.
Mhm.
I just saw it though.
Was that all, Mr. Velazquez?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ocampo?
Yeah, I think, you know, Trustee Velasquez might be onto something. It's like the elephant in the room that everybody knows it's there, but nobody wants to talk about it. You know? And I think he does ask a good question. You know, how can we give ourselves 5s when we see this constant, what's the word, barrage? Is that a word? Barrage, I think, of parents, you know, coming in and with concerns one after the other. So he might be onto something. The other thing I was wondering was, and I know this has been asked before, and I don't remember the answer, quite frankly. So in this process, we're rating ourselves for the LCAP, is what I'm understanding, right? So, yeah. So tell me more about that. What's the purpose of us rating ourselves? Explain that to me, please.
So part of the, if you were to look at our dashboard, so this is connected to there's 8 local indicators that we have to, or 8 priorities the state has. Part of it is to get input from the community and make sure that what we're saying is happening, right? So for example, the question you asked right now, there's also a survey that was sent out to all parents of all 12 schools. And so we have to look at the percentages of those that sent in their replies. Now, right now, here in this boardroom, it's the district, right? So the LEA, or in this point, the superintendent that they're talking to, not the sites. So the school sites have a different relationship with their parents. And so when they're giving their ratings, it's based on the experience at the school site. So I hope that helps. So
And I think to add to that, I finally found it, Mr. Velasquez, of the priority, there's too many pages here. But when it goes to supporting families to understand and exercise rights, I mean, part of that is showing up to a board meeting and being able to vocalize those things. So I think on the contrary, it also provides an example of our families' empowerment to bring those matters to the attention here at the board meeting.
I guess my only other, thought is that, you know, we are, I guess, assessing ourselves in terms of, I guess, how well are we teaching the standards? I think that was one of the things, right? And I think we got a 5, which is fine, but you know, my big question is not whether or not we're teaching standards, but it's or not whether or not we're teaching to the standards. And we're saying that we are teaching to the standards. Is how well are we doing it? This doesn't address that question, right? How well are we teaching to the standards?
No, this is about professional learning that we're providing to support the teaching to the standards and access to curriculum that supports the teaching to the standards.
Okay, so we're saying that we are doing professional learning that is preparing our teachers to teach to standards. But
Correct.
shouldn't that part of that professional learning also be to when they teach to standards, increase their ability to be more effective in you know, because you know we're teaching the standards, but how well are we doing it? You know, are we really, you know, finding out where the gaps are, and are we really addressing the gaps? And you know, in terms of the standards, are we building like smaller groups? I guess that's sort of my bigger question. You know, is how effective is it being? Because yeah, I know we're teaching the standards. There's no question about that. But you know, are we being effective? I mean, you know, it's, you know, we're talking about elephants in the room, right? So I'm going to bring up another elephant. The fact that for the last 60 years or 50 years, only about 70% of our students are actually meeting, I'm sorry, only 30% of our students are actually meeting the state standards. 70% of our students are not meeting the state standards. Well, we know there's a lot of reasons. There's large socioeconomic population, the large population of students that don't speak English, you know, And yet, you know, we don't seem to be progressing, you know, much. So I don't know, just, you know, I would like to see more conversation. And maybe this is not even related, I'm sorry, to what we're doing here, but I would like to see more conversations and how do we improve how our teachers are doing their job of teaching the standards. So I know we're doing it, and we've been doing it for 30, 40 years, and yet there hasn't been really that much change overall. I mean, we know there's been incremental changes in different schools as the points go up here and there, but that large percentage of 70% of students who are not meeting standards just remains like an unchangeable barrier. It's like the elephant in the room. We all know it's there, but nobody wants to talk about it. And maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. And maybe it's not appropriate to what we're doing here. It's just, you know.
I think what you're talking about is exactly what our professional learning is around, and it's data informed. It's using needs by our teachers, identifying areas of need they want to grow, and by our leaders giving input to that too. I would say that maybe it's the who of presiding more about what our professional learning looks like as we enter 26, 27. I'm sure our director of teaching and learning would love to share that information. There's a lot of efforts, hard work, and I say that just with because she's behind me, but there's a lot of intentional efforts that go into our professional learning. And we often say it's turning a cruise ship. We want to see it just turn automatically, like we flip the light switch, and there is no light switch. It's about small changes that are incremental to make sure that we're making that growth. We talked earlier about bringing back our CASP scores early into 26, 27. So we'll be able to highlight some of those areas that you're talking about and really talk about what we're doing to address them moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly technical,
It is,
you know,
yes.
area. I mean, it's beyond me because I'm not a teacher. I'm not in all that. But hopefully we're moving in the right direction. I hope, but yeah.
I'm confident we are.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Ms. Perez?
I think they answered or they asked one of my questions, but I like what it says on the school climate priority number 6, the 94%. It says students are most excited by physical and social activities like folklorico, soccer, and recess. These programs serve as vital hooks for student attendance and school engagement. And right now you said it's small changes. And it just reminded me, I think I've said it before, there's a movie, I think it's called Radical with Eugenio Derbez. It's a good movie, but they do, he does activities with the kids outside, you know, so they can physically, you know, they get a balloon and they're doing gravity. So I don't know, just a thought, but I like that they're more engaged.
Absolutely.
In recess. So maybe, you know, an outside class, if that engages more their attention, just a thought. Thank you.
It's a great thought. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Perez. I just have one comment / question, maybe it can turn into a question. So these local performance indicators is LSL grading LSL. It's not, so is there a team? How do you gather that information? Like, how do we become 5s, or how do we become, I mean, and mostly everything is a 5, and that's okay, but is that realistic? And I don't mean any specific category.
So I think when we're thinking about 1 to 5, we always think of 5 like being unreachable. And what we're saying is that our systems do have full implementation, and they're sustainable systems of what we have in place. Every area, although a 5, does not mean that it's perfect and can't be improved upon, but it's sustainable in the practices that we currently have. So what we did is we took information from our surveys, we took information from any opportunity we had our parents together, our school sites together to ask, what are some strengths that you see? Identify what's really working and what are you noticing, and then where are areas that we might need to tweak. And so, for example, in one of those areas on our family engagement, we talked about, we have 5s in that area because there was a lot of excitement by using all the different platforms or what people are doing at school sites. Because like Ms. Anzo said, when we do our surveys, they often talk about school sites and what they have their experience with. But the area came for, how do we bring in Ms. Teco? What are we doing for our families to ensure our communication is happening there? So although we are in full implementation with sustainability, that's one of those tweaks that's an area for improvement. So a 5 doesn't mean perfect. It means that the system is fully in place and we're going to continue to grow it.
So then for family engagement,
Mhm.
and there is a 5, that means that information came from the families themselves,
Mhm.
not LSL saying, we're doing great, we're
Correct.
5s.
Mhm.
The families, because of conversations, surveys, probably meetings, I guess, with the PEZs, the educator, the
Community schools and
parent,
parent educators had meetings. as
right?
well.
So, so
The
they're the
departments.
ones actually giving you the information.
Mhm.
So that's where most parents, that's what they mostly feel. And it's
Mhm.
not us just giving us a 5 because we think we're all that. It's
Correct.
coming from them. So when you say we, who is we? Who is gathering all this information?
Well, every department leader held family engagement meetings. School sites held 3 family engagement meetings. I know our community schools worked extra hard in supporting our families and gathering the survey data. We had DLAC meetings. We had LCAP community meetings. And I know I'm forgetting some of them on the top of my head, but those are where we pulled all of them. So it's not a one person gathering the information. It was a multitude of resources and sources that provided us the information.
Thank you. So any more additional comments, Mr. Velasquez?
Yeah, just a question. I know you said that you're, you guys are the ones that are pretty much giving yourselves, the grades on these, but shouldn't these reflect more of how we're really doing? Because right here, if you look at this, just on the offset, just you look at it, it's, man, also doing great. They must have really high performing schools, where in reality, we don't. We have a lot of schools that are actually, you know, below standards. You know, they're failing in many areas where some classes, you know, are doing very well, but overall, we're, you know, as a district, we're not performing high. And shouldn't this look more like reality of where we really are?
So on the California dashboard, it measures both. So this is about our implementation of professional learning, family communication, school climate. What are we doing on the outside that we may not have our quantitative data measures? On the dashboard above these measures, when it comes out, is our academic performance in our ELD, our math, our language arts, and our science. So all of those are also populated. So it's almost like matching the qualitative with the quantitative data to give a little bit of like, here are our scores, but this is what we're doing. And we know there's a mismatch between all of the efforts we're doing and what we're seeing come out in our data. I think that goes to Mr. Ocampo's piece of like, how are we now maneuvering it to be intentional to close those, make them more aligned? But they're 2 separate measures, and that measure is on our dashboard.
In addition to the local indicators, it'll say met standard, not met standard. We're also responsible to include narratives and evidence of why we're saying we're a 5 or why we're saying we're rating ourselves this high.
Mhm.
And that's all available on the public CDE website for the California dashboard.
Correct. And our current release will be on November 15th.
Thank you very much.
You're very
Ms.
welcome.
Beal. Continuing on, under presentations, we have a department presentation, facility updates, Associate Superintendent Business Services, Rais Abbasi.
So Mr. Abbasi will introduce his guests today. But as you see, we have 2 of our partners that are coming up to join him as they have some more of the technical information to share. So thank you.
Is the podium blocking your view, Mr. Velasquez? No, you're fine. Oh, I just wanted to make sure he could see.
Lou is very flexible, he can move around. Board President Gilpes, trustees, cabinet, and that's me today. And the community. We are going to provide our annual facilities update today. We do it at the end of each school year. In our program, this is going to be our program today. We are going to look at the team that makes it happen. We are going to look at the system of priority setting, the projects that we have completed in the last 4 years or so, current projects which are going on at this point, future projects, and finally, we are going to look at the difference and analysis between flat roofing versus pitched roofing. To begin with, this is a team that delivers. Between George, Clemente, Elaine, Sergio, Michael, plus our service experts that we have, On my right-hand side, I have Louis Vargas. He is from ISA Architects. And on this side, I have Edgar, and he's from ES Construction. This team is amazing, is great. They have delivered over 100 projects. Completion of 100 plus projects is monumental. And those are major facilities update projects. Let's begin with the system of priority setting. It's a combination of many things, and that's pretty much the same in every school district in California. To begin with, the governing body, that's Board of Trustees, provides direction how we are going to maintain and build our facilities for today, tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and 20 years from now. We make decisions today which are going to impact our future generations. We are going to look at facilities master plans. It's a list of projects that we have to have as a guideline, as a list of priorities. We have to look at the resources and how equally and equitably distribute in all school sites that we have in place. In our case, all 12 school sites should have equal priority, equal distribution of resources that we have. We also look at available resources, available funds, available cash that we have. We look at the benefit and how benefit and cost work each other out. We look at the leverage, how much money we currently have in our own bank accounts and how much money we can get from state of California for different kind of programs. To begin with, how many projects we have completed in the recent past. The new buildings that we have done in the last 4 years. LSL Community School, phase 1 and 2 completed. Fremont Elementary School, phase 3 completed. And that's very recently completed. Buckhorn Early Learning Center, these are the major buildings that we have done. In addition, we have done some TKK classroom wings, and that is for Loya, Chavez, and Creekside. How much what?
I think we're going to leave the questions till afterwards, Mr. Velasquez. Thank you. Just make sure you write it down so you don't forget. Thank you.
These are some of the pictures that remind us how much we have done. This begins with the LSL Community School, a beautiful ribbon cutting picture. Fremont Elementary School, again, some happy faces and beautiful building. Buckhorn Early Learning Center, a brand new building. You can see people dancing, and that's a really good opportunity and building for our community. Chavez TKK classroom wing. Loya Elementary School, another ribbon cutting. Other projects or the major projects that we have done in the recent past, we have added 18 relocatable classrooms throughout the district. And that includes Barden, Chavez, Creekside, Frank Hall, Loya, MLK, Montebello, and VRB. We have added restrooms because staff and students requested additional restrooms. And we have done that at LSL, Fremont, Frank Hall, Steinbeck, and VRB. We provided air conditioning in every classroom of every school in this district. We installed interactive ViewSonic TVs, and those are best and state-of-the-art TV sets. Going back to air conditioning, that happened at a cost of $10 million. ViewSonics, $2.8 million. We did some major repaving, back blacktop and courtyard and student drop-off areas. That happened at Frank Hall, MLK, Sanchez, Steinbeck, Creekside Kinder area, and VRB. Other notable projects that we did complete. We did painting of about 6 schools, that's outside exterior painting. We fixed and renovated multipurpose rooms or cafeterias, and that was table pocket removal, interior painting, and flooring. That's for every school site in this district. We installed artificial turf at Frank Paul Elementary School. 6-foot fence around Frank Paul baseball field. Speed control bumps in Montebella and LSL Community School. LED marquee at VRB. Continuing with that. PA system throughout the district. Surveillance cameras at every school site. For the community programs, a community room at every school site. Renovated library at VRB. Mold remediation at VRB and some other school sites. Shade structure at Ellis Hill Community School. Carpet flooring at Steinbeck, and we are also replacing carpeting at every school site, every classroom. We refurbished 2 portable classrooms for nutrition services program, 1 for storage and 1 for staff training rooms. There's a fly here. We classroom partitions for service providers. We did some district office renovations. We had some cracks in the insulation in the warehouse and child nutrition services that we fixed. For our 12 electric buses, we had to have 12 charging stations. We did that. We provided a backup generation for nutrition services program or department. These are the new buildings that we are constructing as we speak. Those are the active construction programs. We are building Montebella Performing Arts Studio at Montebella. Warehouse DO Annex, that is going on next to the district office. At Creekside Elementary School, we are adding 3 TK classrooms plus a new play area for students. Moving on, additional classrooms or relocatable classrooms, 2 at Barden plus restroom, 3 at VRB plus play area, 2 additional classrooms at MLK, 2 classrooms plus play area at Steinbeck. These projects are going on as we speak. We are doing some renovations at the district office as well. We are replacing and repairing roofs at LSL Community School and MLK. We are installing new LED marquees at MLK, Sanchez, and Buckhorn. We're installing artificial turf at Loya and Buckhorn this summer. We are upgrading the fire alarm system at VRB. That is in the planning phase as we speak. We are repaving the transportation yard because it's really broken down. The future projects that we have in the pipeline, that may or may not happen today, tomorrow, 5 years, or 10 years from now, but we start planning now. School 13 is going to be in the CASP area. CASP stands for Central Area Specific Plan. We may need 1 or 2 schools in that area. In the East Area Specific Plan, we need school number 14. We may also need school number 15 on Natividad Road. We are going to buy a piece of land, and that piece of land is going to be used for 1 permanent boardroom plus maintenance yard. For that, we have already raised $7.7 million. So we are aligning all the resources for that to happen. Down the line, 5 or 6 years from now, we would have to modernize Steinbeck Elementary School, and we are going to qualify for some funding from state of California. Now moving on to the analysis or the discussion we've been having in the recent past. That's analysis between flat roof and pitched roof. A pitched roof is a roof which is steep, sloped roof, and the slope is 30 to 60 degrees angle as compared to flat roof. That is to facilitate the drainage of water, and that is also very useful during the time period when there's heavy snow. These are some of the pictures of pitched roof, just for reference. We had to contact and we engaged structural engineers, architects, and roofing specialists to see the option of converting our flat roofs into a pitched roof. We just wanted to see what their opinion is. And the opinion that came from them is converting a flat wood frame roof to a higher slope or gable configuration is not simple modification. It's not simple reframing. It's rather extremely expensive option. And that's the reason. I'm going to provide the reason for that. And that's the opinion that came from experts. And my friends on my left and right, they can chime in. Actually, they are here to answer the questions as well. It's expensive because we need to have structural alterations. And that includes supporting walls, connections, foundations, seismic retrofitting, and shear walls. All those things are extremely expensive in the existing structures if you want to modify them. If you start from the beginning, if you have a new building going on, in the design phase, we can include those roofs and it's less expensive. But when you have current existing buildings and you want to modify them, it's very, very expensive. One reason for that expensive project is because we have to add a steep, flat roof, pitched roof on top of the current roof that you have. That adds dead load or dead weight on top of the building, the current building you have. You cannot replace or remove the flat roof and build a new roof on top of that. It has to be on top of that. And then we have to look at the cost. It's all about cost. It's all about money. The cost of replacing a flat roof is $2.2 million. In our case, that's MLK, $2.2 million. If we want to convert the same campus, MLK campus, and if we want to add the pitched roof, the cost of construction is $9.3 million at least. The soft cost is about $2.8 million at least. Altogether, $12.1 million. That's additional $9.9 million that we need to convert flat roof into pitched roof. Flat roof, $2.2 million, pitched roof, $9.9 million at least. Actually, we have another estimate from another consultant, and they said this can be as much as $20 million. And that's $20 million that we do not have. We do not have 1 million either. And the reason is that the money that we had in Measure A and M, that money is already expended on other projects. Other projects that I just listed, which I just showed you all the projects that we did complete, we delivered those projects. So that money has been spent on those projects. We do not have money in any of the funds that we have. We have money in some other building funds, but that is, we want to keep that money in those funds for emergency reasons. In case, God forbid, we have fire or we have floods, we need some money in our bank accounts to make it happen. I just recently went to Indiana and Chicago, and every building of those cities has gable roof or pitched roof. The reason is local conditions demand that. They have snow, they have rainy seasons, they need that. I went to Canada in December. Every building there has a steep, has that sloped roof. They need that. I used to live in Arizona. They have some pitched roof because they look good. They're longer lasting. I agree with that. Aesthetically, they look good. They're longer lasting. But the weather conditions do not require that. I mean, if you have an area like Ellisale, we do not get that much rain. We never have snow. Flat roof just does the job here. Cost benefit analysis. Money we have, resources we have, the limited resources that we have, we can deliver a workable flat roof with that. And that brings me to end of my presentation, and I'm going to stand here to answer all the questions along my friends here, my two experts here.
Thank you. I'm going to start off with Mr. Velasquez.
But you got new construction going on. You got new buildings that are being built. So those you can modify now before they even get started. They haven't been built. Right now, it's not gonna add that much more on these new buildings that you've got that are being, that you're planning for, the Mott building that you wanna do, and I forgot what other one, over by the district office. Those are new, that's new construction. Even with your own words, it's gonna cost a little bit more, but it's not gonna cost this much more, because right now, there's no way you're gonna be able to take off that roof, and it's not gonna be the 9.9 million on each one of those roofs.
So the future projects that we have, like school 13, 14, and 15, definitely, yes, we can do that. The Mott's yard that we are going to build and the permanent boardroom, yes, we can do that. But the current buildings that we have going on right now, which is a black box at Montebello, and the warehouse and the DO annex that we currently have, we cannot change that now. The reason is we have gone through a very, very long approval process with the city, with DSA, with OPSC, and CDE. And those agencies are extremely tight in their approval process. If we stop the process, construction now, and go back to DSA, OPSC, CDE, and the city, believe me, that will never restart. We can never go back for reapproval of the projects. Those agencies, those are state agencies. OPSC, by the way, is Office of Public School Construction. DSA is Department of State Architects, and CDE, California Department of Education. We must get their approval for any project, and they are going to take forever to approve that. And we have our architects and our contractors already working on the project. We have active construction sites. It's not possible to stop our construction to go back and change or modify the design. We could have done that during the design phase, but that time is gone. Under the Board of Education's direction at this point, the future projects, school 13, 14, 15, the permanent boardroom, the Mott's yard that we are going to build soon, yes, definitely we can include the pitched roof for those projects.
Yeah. How long, another question I had is, you had phase 1 or phase 2 and phase 3 at Alisal and Fremont. How many phases are there?
We are done with all the phases. In case of Fremont, we had 3 phases. So we have phase 1 was a 2-story building. Originally, that was done, I think, 2014, 15, plus a parking lot on the Cooper Street in the back. Phase 2 was the second 2-story building that we opened in 2020 or 21. Phase 3 was demolition of the old building and the construction of 5 classrooms, plus admin building, plus library, and repaving the blacktop, plus the new parking lot. So that was 3 phases of Fremont. Alisal Community School had 2 phases. The first phase was construction of 2-story building that we finished in 2000. We opened that building. The ribbon cutting happened in April 2022. And phase 2, we just finished. That's construction of 5 classrooms, plus admin building, plus library, plus parking area, plus repaving the entire blacktop.
Thank you. Mr. Ocampo?
Well, thank you so much for that report. I mean, you certainly have, or we certainly have built out a lot of stuff. So, I mean, it's great. It really is great to see all these projects that are completed. You know, did I hear you right? Did you say that the black box construction, that it's too late on that one for a pitched roof? Is that?
Yes, because we have, since it's a school site, We have a very long approval process from DSA, OPSC, CDE, and the city. And
Yeah,
the
I
CEQA.
I know that those state agencies can take forever to do paperwork, and yeah, I'm sure that you're correct in what you're saying.
And since our contractors are already working on that,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, but I do hope that for future projects, we can look at the pitched roofs, you know,
yes.
projects out in the future. I just think it does make sense if we can afford it to go to a pitched roof. For those roofs that are flat, you know, I think it makes sense to look at those, I don't know, maybe every 6 months, every 4 months, I don't know, to sort of increase the maintenance on them. So if there's any leaks, we can catch them early and patch them up. I think that would make sense to look at the maintenance schedule that we have right now. And if it's adequate, fine. And if it's not adequate, then increase the rate at which we check the roofs. To me, makes sense. You know, I don't know how often they're checked now, but
We do, actually, we have a process called the audit process. During our audit process, our internal staff plus outside consultants, they come and they go through each and every roof to see how good or bad our condition of the roofs is. If they have any leaks, how bad the leak is, if we can fix them. So we already have a process in place.
how often does that happen?
We do that actually on annual basis,
And what,
every year,
once a year?
once a year.
I would recommend twice a year.
We can look at that.
You know, I mean, I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm not a contractor. I don't build buildings, but it just might make sense, you know, because, you know, it's like, we all know that if we catch a problem, we save money, you know, in terms of maintenance. So, you know, I would ask that you look at the feasibility of twice a year, and if it can be done, if it makes sense, and if the contractor says, yeah, it makes sense, well then, you know, I mean, the guys that are actually out there building stuff, that they know or should know about all this stuff, you know. Just from my perspective, I think it makes sense. That would be a recommendation, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Ms. Perez?
So did you say that the 9.3 is for one school, like the roof, or all 12 schools? Just
One school, only MLK, Martin Luther King. And it was easier to perform the analysis because we are already replacing the flat roofs of MLK. And it's at a cost of 2.2 million.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I do work in industrial safety and food safety. So there's a lot of requirements, liability insurance as well for the school and whoever comes and, you know, looks at it. But I know that flat roofs, you can put your ACs up there. You can do the piping, you know, anything from the ground. You can put them up. Like you said, Yuma, Arizona, they have a lot of their ACs are on top of the roof or mounted on the wall, but, you know, popping out. So yes, the pitch roofs look nice, but it's more cosmetic.
Yes. And in case of,
And-
sorry.
Well,
If-
that's all right. So it's more cosmetic, but yes, I do agree with them that, you know, in the future, if that's an option, if the money's there, you guys have the budget, then it'd be a nice thing. Because as of right now, I think our schools are beautiful. I drive through all of them. The changes that are happening to me, it's like, wow, you know, Salinas is changing. And just with the schools, they look really nice. They look really nice. And I'll add something else. Not only the schools on the outside look beautiful, but for example, the one on Del Monte and Williams, it's beautiful. You see it, it's beautiful. But when you see the kids out there, it's even more beautiful, and the staff makes it even more beautiful. So go, you know, in the future, 13, 14, and 15, if those schools do happen, then look into it. But thank you. Thank you for the report.
So it's easier to maintain flat roofs because our own internal staff
Yes.
can fix many things in case of flat roofs. If we have pitched roofs, our own staff cannot do that because they are too steep.
Yes.
Our staff cannot do
Then
good
you need to
maintenance.
bring an outside.
But to your point, this is the team that we have. That's an amazing team. They make our facilities look good.
Yes.
Between George, Clemente, Elaine, Sergio, and Michael, they are amazing. They work together as a team. And when we work together, we are not protective of our own areas. We're not very territorial. Only thing we fight about is who's going to bring donuts and burritos in the meeting.
And the audits are expensive because, you know, we get audited, yes, once a year, and it's an inspection of everything. So, but thank you for the report.
Thank you. I do have maybe like 3 questions, but I'll try to go through them as fast as I can. First, I wanted to thank Mr. Velasquez for even bringing up the subject matter of roofs, whether they're pitched or whether they're flat, because we have 2 gentlemen on this board and 3 women. And it's probably not likely that we would even bring that up. So first of all, I appreciate you opening the conversation on it. Thank you, Mr. Trustee Velasquez. So I did want to say, there's a lot of listed completed projects here, but what was the span? That wasn't within the last year.
In the last 4 years.
4
But
years,
that's
okay.
the nature of facilities projects is that even after completing the project, something keeps going and going.
So
Something
that's
is
still a lot. In 4 years, that's still a lot of projects, which,
over 100 projects.
Yeah,
That's an
that's great.
amazing task to
thank you.
complete here.
And I wasn't aware, and I wasn't at the last board meeting, so I don't know if there was a conversation where we talked about, because I know in your presentation, you're talking about the possibility, and you covered the financial cost of changing some of our flat to, and I didn't know that maybe that discussion had happened, but it seems, based on that, I wanted to ask, how much, has there been a lot of problems? How much money has been spent on, because the flat roofs have leaks or so forth?
Not much. As we were talking about the audit, we had done the audit before. So we have been fixing our roofs on a rotation basis. And Mr. Enzo is very proactive about that. So we actually, on a rotation basis, we have been going to each school site, look at the roof and fix them. In case of MLK, that was really in bad shape. But actually not too bad, but we are trying to be proactive before rainy season begins and to prevent any kind of issues during our rainy season. We want to replace it as we go. And that's the expert opinion we received from outsiders as well, that replace MLK, others can be fixed, but MLK had the priority for fixing or replacing.
So when you do have the choice of the flat or the pitched for the future projects, which one of those 2 is more cost effective for the district?
So definitely pitched roof are longer lasting. So this, of course, yes. So they save money because we do not accumulate any water on top of those pitched roofs. Flat roofs can have that. So yes, and that's an issue. They're longer lasting. Aesthetically, they look much more beautiful than the flat roofs. No doubt about that. So they are more expensive, but they're longer lasting.
Well, thank you, because you're going to spend the money, might as well. I mean, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, right? Or we'll climb that roof, should I say, when we come to it in the future. But I do appreciate the conversation because it's something I would have never thought about.
I do want to say that they are expensive. Martin Luther King, 20 years, and it's $2.2 million. At the last board meeting, I think we approved $58,000 for the roof at Chavez.
Yes.
I mean, at Chavez at Alisal, I mean.
Alisal Community School.
That's not even that big of a roof, but that's not even replacing it. That's just, you're only gonna recoat it, I think it is, reseal it, or whatever it is that it said on it, but it's not replacing the whole roof like you're doing here. But here it's, $2.2 million on 20 years. That's a lot of money. I guarantee you that at the upfront cost, when this school was built, if it would have been built with a pitch roof, it wouldn't have been the whole $2 million back then on the original cost. I mean, when, on the initial construction, when it was first built, this area, it wouldn't have cost an additional 2 million to get pitch roof. And we wouldn't be going through this 20 years later.
Okay. 20 years is a long time, but we appreciate the information that you gave us and the fact that it was even brought up.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Have you guys looked into the VRB grass area?
VRB restrooms, you said?
No, the grass area.
Grass area.
If you get a chance, I know there was a few holes and I twisted my ankle one
In
time.
case of VRB. So the back area of VRB, we're doing one thing in the back of VRB. We are planning or working on installing 3 relocatable classrooms back there, plus 1 play area. So in that process, we are going to analyze the soil conditions of the back area as well. If you go to back of VRB, you will realize that we have a flat area, then we have a slope.
Yes.
We're trying to add more usable soil there. And that is actually in the planning phase. And my friends here, my friend Edgar, he's working on their plan. We are going to add a retention wall, add soil, and increase the workable space there, and add 3 classrooms plus a play area. So it's already in the process actually. And we are going to look at the upgrade of that grass area as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Edgar or Mr. Vargas, any comments? Or he's just using you as bookends there? Do you have any, thank you for all the work both of you do for LSL.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, he brought us as bodyguards. No, I'm just kidding. No, the one comment I appreciate that you recognize that mechanical units, HVAC units need a place to be, right? So if you look at some of our other campuses where we did do the HVAC project, the units are on the ground, so they take up space somewhere. So even if you go with the pitch roof, you will need a mechanical space somewhere. So there will be a portion that will be what they call a mechanical well or a flat roof. There are cases you can build a roof over that and then you need to ventilate it. So it is a design challenge to find homes for the mechanical units. And so seeing that you've kind of noticed that was appreciated on my part, because the intent, I think, in the original designs were for that reason was to find a home for the mechanical units, not necessarily the design or maybe not even cost at the time, but at this point, repairing what we have may be the best solution. Looking at the future, looking at mechanical units with pitch roofs would be appropriate as well. Yeah. Good question though with that.
Thank you. Edgar, did you want to add anything?
No, actually, Mr. Bossi answered correctly. There's
Okay,
nothing more
thank
to
you.
add from me.
Thank you
Thank
for
though.
being here. Thank you. Great present.
I had a teacher from Frank Paul call me and tell me because she heard what we were discussion about the flat roofs last week, and she mentioned that at her site, at her school, in her classroom, that if she leaves kids' artwork up over the summer, when she comes back, that artwork is all messed up. There's a lot of she feels there's a lot of mold issues in her room. They smell. And she said it wasn't just her room, it was several of them at Frank Paul. And right now, talking about that, I just didn't hear any word about that, but she said that if you leave artwork up over the summer in her classroom, when she comes back, that artwork is already, it's ruined. It won't stay like that over all summer. So that lets me know if there's like either water under the room or something's happening in that classroom. There's too much moisture to be causing that.
I'm wondering if you reported that at any, okay, so when we speak, we have to get recognized by the chair. Sorry, but I'm the chair. Thank you, Betty. Did you know if she reported that? Okay, so maybe we can give it another try, Mrs. Ansel? Thank
Yes,
you.
I will check with Mr. Abbasi and Mr. Ansel. This is the first time I've heard of it. So the teacher hasn't reached out to me. I appreciate if she reaches out to me so then we can really look into it and maybe what has happened and then report back to the board.
We
Thank
take
you.
mold and moisture very seriously because that can impact our facilities.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying there should be some kind of report that the teacher,
Or work order, because we have very robust work order system. The
Uh-huh.
minute we receive that, actually our maintenance
and it's
department
an important one to follow up on.
immediately acts on that.
Thank
And then
you.
we can go back on our work order history as well and see how many times it's been reported and what has been done, and then analyze the problem from there.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the presentation. Thank you, Edgar. Mr. Vargas. Is your first name Luis? Luis, right?
Luis.
Luis, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, so moving on to the next part of the agenda, item number 4, board member superintendent reports. Can we get, Ms. Perez, do you have a report? Thank you. Mr. Ocampo?
No, not today.
Mr. Velazquez? How about our superintendent?
Just something real quick, because Mr. Abbasi mentioned it. Today, when you drive out, you can see the 2 marquees here at Sanchez and MLK. They have been installed and completed, so they are actually really beautiful to see. They're upgraded, they're modern, and I know that it was mentioned earlier during public comment about our social media posts, and I think it's fair to share what's happening in the district because it's not just my work, it's the work of the team. And when you don't acknowledge the work of the team, they don't feel appreciated. So I think I also want to thank our parent ed specialists that came out to talk about the resource fair. I attended, I got a lot of little goodies, and people were happy. I mean, kids are not in school, so it was good for them to come and have some kind of activity, and just to see the smiles of our parent ed specialists, that they were proud of the work and leadership, because it takes a lot to coordinate and to reach out to partners so that they can come out and be with our families. And our partners were genuinely engaged and happy to be there as well. Very, very a great success.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead then and move on. That was item number 4. Going on to the consent agenda, approve, ratify contracts, MOUs, agreements, grants, proposals, conferences and workshops, field trips, and this is an action item. I need a motion, please.
So move.
Mr. Ocampo
Second.
made the motion, the second by trustee Perez. Any questions, concerns on any of the items? No? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with 1 being absent. Excuse me. Moving on to business services then. Item number 6. A, this is an action item, resolution 2526-24, local reserve cap. I need a motion, please.
So move.
Mr. Ocampo? Second. Second by Ms. Perez. Comments, questions by board members? No? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with 1 being absent. B, action item, resolution 2526-23, year-end budget transfers. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Trustee Perez makes the first motion. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Velazquez. Any comments or questions? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with 1 being absent. Item number C, action item, resolution 2526-22, interfund borrowing. I need a motion, please.
So move.
Ms. Trustee Ocampo was a little
No, second.
faster there. Second?
Yes.
Trustee
Second.
Perez?
Second, yes.
Second, thank you. Any questions? Comments, Mr. Velazquez?
Yeah, on once the funds are borrowed, how long do they have to be paid? How long does it take to be paid back? Is it within the same school year or could it be a couple of years?
Within same school year. So this is borrowing is for 2026-27 school year. So even if we take any cash from the other funds, we have to pay it back before June 30, 2027.
Okay. Thank you. So I do have a motion by Mr. Ocampo, second by Ms. Perez. If there are no more questions or concerns, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? I only heard one aye. I'm sorry. Mr. Velazquez, I guess I didn't hear. Did you say aye? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Perez. I gotta check my hearing. Okay, motion carries 4-0 with one being absent. D, action item, resolution 2526-21, education protection account. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Motion made by trustee Perez, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Ocampo. Comments, questions? Yes,
I
Mr.
was just
Ocampo.
curious, could someone just kind of outline what the education protection account is for me, please?
In 2013-14, Governor Brown, he was the governor at that time, he imposed a new tax on people who make 250,000 or more per year, plus additional 0.5% sales tax. Money raised through those funds had to be provided to education. That's part of LCFF calculation. So that's not additional money, it's part of LCFF calculation. But that money can be used only for educational programs, not administration, not operating expenses. So in our case, we use that money only for teacher salaries, nothing else. And we have been doing it since 2013-14 school year. That's not additional money, it's part of our LCFF calculation.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion made by trustee Perez, second by Mr. Ocampo. I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None opposed? Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with one being absent. E, action item, adoption of proposed 2026-27 budget. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Perez makes the motion. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Velazquez. Comments, questions? Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with one being absent. Moving on now to educational services, 7A. Action item 2026-2027 school plans for student achievement for all 12 school sites in the Alisal Union School District. I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Ms. Perez.
Second.
Second, Mr. Ocampo. Any questions, comments? Mr. Velazquez?
Why are all the plans slightly different? Don't they all use the same template? I'm just wondering why the plans don't all look the same. Don't they all use the same template?
It's the same template. They just, if they're adding, I'm not sure what what difference you're referring to, but it's the same template we use doc tracking. So it's the same template they're given. Sometimes what they'll do is the principal will go and put in an image maybe in the front to represent their school, but they're all the same template.
Yeah, because I know many of them didn't even have an image for their mascot online. But I just wondered, I think that maybe threw off the template, but I was just wondering if they were all using the same template or they kind of were stuck with what they were given.
No, we're using doc tracking because then it'll help with translation as well.
That's it.
Okay. If there are no more questions or comments, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries on motion carries 4-0 with one being absent. 7B, action item, adoption of the local control and accountability plan, the LCAP for 2024 to 27. 2027, excuse me. Motion, please. Mr. Ocampo,
Second.
second by trustee Perez. Any comments, questions on this item? No? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries on a vote of 4-0 with one being absent. Action item 2026-27, Community Schools Implementation, 12 plans. Motion, please.
Motion.
Ms. Perez, is there a second? Second by Mr. Velasquez. Comments, questions, concerns? None? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, 0. Motion carries 4-0 with one being absent. Excuse me, 8, Human Resources. A, action item, California Teachers Association, CTA, release time agreement for Angela De Ramos. I need a motion, please. Mr. Velasquez, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Perez, any questions or this? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Mr. Velasquez, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. And it's me, it's not you, I think. Thank you. Thank you,
That's it?
thank you so much, trustee Velasquez. So motion carries 4-0 with one being absent. We're still under 8, Human Resources. B, action item, new job description, Program Manager, Preschool to 3rd grade, pre-3 alignment and support. This is the second reading. Motion, please.
So move.
Mr. Ocampo. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Perez. Okay, thank you. Any comments, concerns, questions? No? Awesome. So I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries 4-0 in favor of, with one being absent. Moving on to administrative services. Action item 2026 California School Boards Association Annual Educational Conference in San Diego, California, December 2nd through 5th, 2026. Attendance of 5 board members and superintendent. Motion, please.
So move.
Mr. Ocampo,
Second.
second, Ms. Perez. Any comments or questions? No? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? No, motion carries 4-0 with one being absent. Still under administrative services. B, action item agreement renewal Lozano Smith for legal services, LLC, excuse me, for legal services during the school year 2026-27. There a motion?
Motion.
Trustee Perez, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Ocampo, any comments, questions? from Board, no? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion carries 4-0 in favor of. Okay. Item C, action item agreement renewal Atkinson, Andelson, Loya, Rudd, and Romo for legal services during school year 2026-27. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
First motion by trustee Perez, second by trustee Ocampo. And the motion, okay, so by those two, so any comments? Mr.
Yeah, just had a question. What's, we have 2 attorneys apparently, or 2 attorney, I guess, agencies, B and C. Do these 2 guys, do they handle different things, or why do we have two of these guys?
So our lead counsel is Lozano Smith, and there's sometimes might be times where, because there's other school districts that use Lozano Smith, there's a conflict of interest, so then that would be our second counsel. Correct.
Okay, any more questions? No? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed, zero. Motion carries 4-0. Administrative Services D, discussion action item revision to the 2026 regular board meetings calendar. A motion, please.
Motion.
Perez, second. Mr. Velazquez. So could you briefly tell us, summarize what the changes?
Yes, so I'm looking it up, but I can tell you the change. So at the last board meeting, we were asked to bring in the calendar for a revision, a possible discussion revision on the calendar. August 5th is the first day of school. So there was a discussion that might be a lot for staff and for board members. It was just, because it was on the first day of school. So we looked at the calendar, and the recommendation from staff is currently to cancel the August, to leave as is, or cancel the August 5th meeting. We looked at the rest of our meetings that are left through December, and we have actual due dates that we have to turn in things that are due to the state. So moving all our board meetings would conflict with that. So our recommendation, if there were to be any change, is that the August 5th meeting would be canceled, and that would leave one meeting in August, not two. And I can tell you the meeting that would happen in August would be August 26th.
So we're canceling, the recommendation is to cancel the meeting?
So that, yeah,
The
so,
August 5th?
so we can leave it as is, and we all just come to, like, last year we had the first, on the first day of school, we did have a board meeting. Or if the board wishes to change the calendar or vote on it, is to remove the August 5th meeting, which is the first day of school, and then go through, wait till August 26th to have the August meeting. So we do have a meeting in July 15th. So anything that needs to be approved, one of the things that we worked on this year is to make sure that all our staff made sure that all their calendars that were going to be for the next school year be board approved before this meeting. So most of our contracts and renewals have already gone to the board from all our divisions. So July 15th, there might be some that you still see that are still a few that are left, but then this would give us time to communicate to staff that there'd be a change in the calendar, so get all your stuff in July 15th, because there will be no August 5th meeting, if that's the way the board wants to go. But if you want to just keep it as is, then we are prepared to do that as well.
Can I get board member input?
Well, I'm done.
Mr. Ocampo?
So either way, we have one meeting in August, either way. Right? Yeah, I would say cancel it then, yeah.
Your thought?
I think we can wait till August 26th.
Alrighty then, I'm gonna call for the vote. So, where are we at here? D. So consideration,
Yeah.
so we have to make a new motion here, don't we?
Yeah, if you want to be exact, if you want to,
So the new motion would be revision of the 2026 regular board meeting calendar by eliminating the August 5th meeting.
correct.
So that's the motion. I hope somebody wrote it down, because I'm not going to remember that.
I see Sophia busy over there.
Okay, so any more comments on that? Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? None. Motion carries 4-0, with one board member being absent. So listed here, we'll go ahead and go to 10 future agenda items. Nutrition services, technology services, and are there any future agenda items from board members at this time? Of course, it's not the only time you can add one, but are there any that you can think of right now? I have one. I'm very interested in doing research and to see how we all feel about our policy on the renaming of schools. some school districts have taken one person's name off because things come up. They rename it something else, and then there's things on that person. So we could eliminate all of that for the future if we decide we're not going to rename schools after people. And I want to have a discussion with the rest of the board. So I don't know the process of that, but that's what we do. We're policymakers, so we can make that policy for the future. And which brings me to the advisory committee for Cesar Chavez. Have they met yet?
So they haven't met yet. We have our, all our members. We were waiting for the school year to start because our parents and staff wouldn't be available.
Oh, okay, all righty. Okay, thank you. So that's what I would really want to have a discussion on, and is to see how the rest of the board feels in the renaming of the school.
The only bad problem about that is that the next board, go ahead and override it. It's on. So, the only problem with that is that, the next board could come in and just do away with it, because I know that, I remember that we had it in the board that you could not name a school after anyone until they'd been dead for, I can't remember how many years, but, it looks like that's not even on there anymore. So somewhere it got changed, but I know we had that on there.
Well, I guess those future boards have to decide what they're gonna do, but we're in the present, I think, and I think it's worth looking at because we have that issue going on in our community. So at least the community knows, and I'm sure we'd get input also from the community. And that's why we have the advisory committee with the renaming of one of our schools. And the future board can, yeah, they may, but maybe they won't, I don't know, but I think we have, I mean, I myself, I'm part of the board now, and what happens now, I mean, and I'd hate for like this advisory committee to hear we're stripping one name, but they want to put on another person's name, and it's just too much. So while we're here, I do want to have a discussion with the rest of you, and maybe we won't do that, but at least we know how we all feel. So gathering information on the possibility of our changing our policy if the board is in agreement on the renaming of schools. Okay.
Do you want like a study session? And then we can bring it to,
Maybe if, in your weekly update, you can kind of tell us what the process
Okay.
is, and then we can all look at it, what the process is. I mean, the board might not be interested in that, and then so why do all that work? I know I am. I want to have a discussion at least on it.
okay, I'll send an update and then we
And then
go from there.
we can decide, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so going on to future meeting dates, regular board meeting, July 15th,
And August 26th, you said, it's now.
right? So we would change that to August 26th.
Yes.
Sounds good. Any more comments from board members? Before we go into, well, there's two more meeting dates, August 26th and then the 16th. Okay, so public comments, 12 individuals wishing to address the Board of Trustees on closed session agenda items may do so at this time. Starting time at 7:08. Is there anybody? No? We'll end at 7:08, and we're going to adjourn to closed session at 7:18 after a 10-minute break, and see you then. Thank you. So closed session will start promptly at 7:18. And listed there are the closed session items. And thank you for being with us. Okay. We'll reconvene to open session at 8:30 PM. And we have some action to report. The following action was taken in closed session on a vote of 4-0 with one being absent. The board took action on item C recommendation to appoint Jose Alfaro Escalante as assistant principal for John E. Steinbeck Elementary School. Thank you so much, and we'll adjourn at 8:31. Thank you.